If you're looking for the biggest sleeper in the NBA, look no further than Orlando, Florida, because the Magic could legitimately make a surprise run to the NBA Finals this year. And yes, that's a bold statement, but it's not even crazy to think that. They were the 5 seed in the Eastern Conference just 2 years ago with a 22-year-old Paolo and a 23-year-old Franz. Then this year they got wrecked by oblique injuries and an inability to shoot the 3 ball, but with back-to-back really good off seasons, I think they've built up something really special here in Orlando. And I don't think it's crazy to say that they could be this year's version of the Indiana Pacers from last year, with the Celtics, Bucks, and Pacers all injured this year. Look for a guy like Paolo Banchero to really step up. He averaged 26, 7.5, and 5 assists last year in 34 minutes a game, shot 45% from the field, and did all this while being injured half the season with an oblique tear. He played 46 games and still put up numbers like that with zero spacing around him. When they get some spacing around this man, he's going to average an easy 30 ball per game. He and Franz Wagner are one of the best young duos in the league, maybe the best under 25 duo in the association. People just don't want to give him credit because Franz is also that guy, especially if he can get his 3-point shooting up. They are both great slashers, getting downhill and finishing at the rim. Franz averaged 24 a game with 5.7 rebounds, 4.7 assists, 1.3 steals in 34 minutes a night. Shot 46% from the field and 30% from 3 on 6 attempts. So neither one of them are great 3-point shooters. However, Paolo showed in the playoffs he can shoot the 3 ball a little bit. Franz really needs to work on that and get it up because, as you can see, his 3-point efficiency has gone down ever since he came into the league. He had a strong sophomore year, shooting 36% on 4.5 attempts, and it's gone downhill ever since. But he's a 6'10 wing with a 7'5 wingspan that, speaking of getting downhill, loves to do that, is great at finishing around the rim, and is a monumental piece of this young core. And this is still a relatively young overall Orlando team. It's a team that, like I said, finished fifth in the Eastern Conference just a couple of years ago before they were bounced in the first round by the Cleveland Cavaliers, who were an ascending team. But as you can see, they had a number 2 ranked defense that year and a bottom 10 offense in the league. The 3-point shooting has been horrific as of late, and they really got to fix that. But with Paolo and Franz and the return of a guy like Jalen Suggs on top of Desmond Bane coming to Orlando, I really think Jalen Suggs is going to have a big time year this season. This Orlando team is poised to have a deep run in the playoffs, especially, like I said, with all the injuries. But last year they finished 41-41, 7th in the East, with a top-ranked defense and a bottom-ranked offense. I mean, just look at the 3-point shooting from the past couple of years. They ranked dead last year and dead last the year before that in 3-point percentage. It has been historically bad. So what do? They go out, they bring in Desmond Bane, a guy that can absolutely shoot the 3 ball. His nickname is 3Rex for a reason, because that's what he's known for. He can score on the interior a little bit, but averaged 19.3 points a game, 6.1 rebounds, 5.3 assists, and 1.2 steals per game last year in Memphis. Shot 48% from the field and 39% from 3 on 6.1 attempts per game, and you add him to this young duo of Paolo and Franz, and they're all relatively the same age, so this is a core that can grow together for the next 5 years and just see how much you can win, because I think you're going to be able to win a lot. This is an ascending team in the Eastern Conference. In the West, there's a ton of really good young teams, but in the East, not so much, and that's where the Magic come into play. Taking a look at Bane's best season back in 2023-2024, put up almost 24 a game on 46% shooting from the field, 38% from 3. He's going to be a fantastic addition and 100% worth all those late first-round picks that they're going to end up being. They bring in Tyus Jones as well to be the backup point guard while Jace Richardson develops. He's going to come in on a 1-year deal coming over from Phoenix, worth about $7 million. A perfect deal if you're the Magic. That's the best bang for your buck you can get at the backup point guard spot in the league. He averaged about 10 points a game with 5.3 assists, 2.4 rebounds, 1 steal in 28 minutes a night, shot 45% from the field and 41% from 3. The assist-to-turnover ratio king is coming to Orlando, and I mean, he's going to be a phenomenal backup point guard. He's in the prime of his career at age 28. Started a little bit for Phoenix as well. I mean, he's notoriously a backup PG, but he can start if you need him to. But like I said, he'll be the backup while they wait for Jace Richardson to develop. He was my number 9 overall prospect in this year's class, and I'm a big-time Jace Richardson truther. Now, I know he's only 6'2" with a 6'6" wingspan, so that is an issue, but he can score efficiently from every level of the court, and he was a Tom Izzo guard, so he can defend. There's not going to be an issue there. Knocking down the 3 ball. He's best off the catch, but I mean, he can go off the dribble as well, moving right here to that. That's a bad pass, and he's able to catch it and knock it down. Or a good pass, right read, bad pass as he catches it at his feet almost, and then is able to knock it down. That's not an easy shot to hit. His off the bounce scoring shows flashes. It's not elite yet, but there have been flashes off the bounce. But off the catch, he's a guy that can sit there and knock it down, and that's what you need alongside of Paolo and Franz, is guys that can hit the three ball and space the floor. Jace averaged 12.2 points a game, 3.1 rebounds, 1.9 assists, and 0.8 steals in 25 minutes per game. Shot 49% from the field and 41% from three. His slashing is pretty good as well. He's got a really nice left hand as he gets to it very often. The lefty jumper is beautiful, but as he gets downhill, he uses his body very well to ward off defenders and be able to finish around the rim. Works the pick and roll very well also. As you can see, I'm a big time Jace Richardson guy with all these clips we're talking about here. Getting to the rim with the left, and then right here, getting downhill once again and finishing with that left hand really nice. Per 40 minutes in college, he averaged 19.2 points a game, 5.2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1.2 steals. And as a starter, averaged 16 points a game with 4.7 rebounds and 1.7 assists in 30 minutes a night. He's also got a nice midi because he is a smaller guard, so you have to have a mid-range in that situation, and he does. And he didn't really produce at the beginning of the year because he didn't play that much, but once he started starting, he was the focal point of this Michigan State offense that went to the Elite Eight. Now you have Richardson and then also Noah Pinda, who was the second pick of the second round, and he's a guy that could really develop. I mean, he's 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan, weighs 245 pounds, and is a knockdown shooter, knocking it down out of the pick and roll right here as the throw behind guy. A very, very valuable part of any offense in basketball right now. As you can see, the pick and roll, and then knocks down the throw behind right here, just catching and shooting. And like I said, they need catch and shoot guys. His release is pretty slow, so that needs to be worked on. But as a catch and shoot guy alongside of Paolo and Franz, definitely could be a nice piece of this rotation. You see the stats as a professional in France: 44% shooting from the field, 30% from three on 3.2 attempts per game. The finishing is there. He's a big body. Like I said, he's 245 pounds, getting downhill and finishing with ease. And then right there, playing off 2 feet, using the pump fake to get the defender in the air, and then the easy layup. He's got a post-up game as well that he can use, and shows flashes defensively, like getting the block right here, leading to a run out. This is what I think the starting lineup's going to look like in Orlando next year, with Suggs, Bane, Franz, Paolo, and I guess Wendell Carter Jr. at the 5, unless they make a change there. Vucevic is reportedly maybe about to be balled out, so maybe we see that. But that's a really, really solid starting lineup. You got a lot of depth there, and then you also have a lot of depth coming off the bench. Tyus Jones, we talked about it, one of the best backup point guards in the league. Anthony Black, fantastic defender. Can he take an offensive step in year 3? Same thing with De Silva. Can he take a step in year 2? Mo Wagner was a fantastic backup center option. And then you also have guys like Jace Richardson and Goga Batadze on top of Noah Pinda. I'm a huge fan of this Orlando Magic team. Let me know your thoughts on the Magic down in the comments section below. Like I said, I think this is a team that could be the surprise of the Eastern Conference and maybe even shock the world and make the NBA Finals this year. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point. And with that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.